Hello, everybody, and welcome to yet another episode of Recipe for Adventure. As you might know, I am your host, Freebie and with me today, and just in case it might be a surprise to you, is Sai. Sai, could you say
Yeah,
hello?
I mean, I can. That is something I am physically capable of doing. Uh, provided that, I'm not like terribly cursed that day or something.
Can you do it now?
If I wanted to.
You're not going to, are you?
No.
Curse you. Anyways,
Yep.
as you might see, we're doing a GIMP episode, as we've started to call them, unofficially, because we're not gonna use GIMP all the time, but it's what I'm comfortable with at the moment. So we'll see how things. And I just realized I put this on the background layer. That is stupid of me. So I'm just gonna undo all that because we're planning to design the dungeon. But before we do that, I've got to ask Sai a question. Sai,
Yes.
what is your favorite and or most unexpected curveball a player has thrown at you or a DM that you were part of, like in a game with?
Favorite curveball.
Because usually, it's the DM's job to, do the story and then have plot twists and such like that here and there. But of course, players being players can throw a wrench in your plans and you have to, what's the word? Improvise every now and then. But,
Yeah.
what's your favorite time a player has, like I said, thrown a curveball?
I mean, like, on initial, I was like, why? And I think I've talked about this a little bit before. But my favorite curveball would have been during what I love to affectionately refer to as the Bandit campaign, that I
Right.
had built just to be in this one region. But I fleshed out the outside world of people's backstories. And then I made one little mistake. I made mention that in the ancient past, the old heroes used legendary weapons to defeat a big bad. And the party immediately threw a curveball, and instead of trying to resolve the situation inside the country, went, hey, let's go on a global trip and try to find these old ancient weapons. If they were powerful enough to defeat this old bad guy, they must easily be powerful enough to defeat the current one.
Logic checks out.
Logic checks out. And so instead of my initial plans of, party do stuff like help try to deal with the current political situation and all that, party go on a global adventure throughout all the countries, which allowed me to actually flesh them out even more while they go traveling around for these legendary weapons that I got to design. And so I got to have a lot of fun designing countries, designing legendary weapons, the backstories behind it all. It was a great time. Eventually, I did, however, have to go and be like, well, here's all my plans, and this is the trash bin. So in the end, it became like my favorite curveball because it completely changed the entire campaign's flow and
And
led to some really awesome moments.
essentially, you were flying by the seat of your pants by the sounds of it.
Yeah, I had to make up like at least one legendary weapon on the fly because it's like immediately like start gathering information, and as soon as it's like, hey, this existed in the ancient past, people start asking if they can roll history checks.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then when people crit on their history checks, you need information to provide them. And so something I said offhandedly as a kind of a, in the ancient past, it was very difficult to deal with this ancient threat. And this like it's not the same ancient threat, but it's something related to it. So it's like similar levels of danger, and all of a sudden I now like have to flesh out things on the fly.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, like go figure. That's my own fault. Now I prep my ancient superpowered weapons in advance usually.
Mm-mm-mm. So you don't have to really guess on what could happen next because you kind of know what could happen next, but at the same
Yeah,
time, like you run the danger of like not using that not using that resource in the end because players could
yeah,
avoid it or not think
yeah,
about it and such like that. It's the whole conundrum of like, do you over prepare or like improvise a lot and stuff like that?
yeah, and like also that kind of situation. When I built the 5 legendary weapons, it's like two of them ended up being like very much used by the characters.
Mm-hmm.
3 of the legendary weapons end up being more of just collectathon type pieces. And it's like, cool. One of the legendary weapons, literally the party looked at and was like, yeah, none of us are going to use this. The other the other 2 were like, I could use this maybe once in a blue moon. And then like the other 2 are like, yes, these things are awesome. Give them, hand them over to him, hand them over now. But no, it was a fun time for me because I had to stretch my improv chops and really kind of flesh things out for my world setting, like very quickly. So I had some very fun brainstorming sessions, which is why I enjoy that curveball overall because it really kind of pushed me to improve and to flesh out my world.
You know what that I don't know why, but when you said 5 legendary weapons, all I could think of was the Power Rangers with their weapons, combining them all into that massive like super weapon.
The giant freaking laser cannon, yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. If you get all 5 legendary weapons, you just combine them all, and they can shoot a giant cannon.
Well, in my case, the general gist was that each of the 5 weapons had a particular thing that they did that nerfed the big bad from their generation.
Oh yeah, of course, because like they're specific. Right, that was part of the legend. Of course, of course, of course.
Yeah, so each weapon was critical for defeating the big bad
Mm-mm-mm.
because each had a particular thing they could deal with that the big bad could do.
I like that idea.
So yeah,
I'm gonna steal that idea sometime. Okay. I suppose I'll quickly answer my thing. I think I mentioned it before, but the fact that one of my players rolled a natural 20 to steal something that he probably shouldn't have gotten to basically one shot a BBEG.
good times. Wasn't me. Good times.
Good times. He was in that party. The idea was that it was supposed to be a wish granting device, and everybody knew that it was like a monkey's paw because like the flavor and the lore behind it was, oh yeah, Tiamat is the one granting the wish, so you better make it count. So the player essentially made the wish of like, hey, this thing that Tiamat hates, I want it dead, and then Tiamat's like, okay, like there was gonna be like otherwise though I would have like rolled to see how much like of a monkey paw it was, but because Tiamat really really wanted that other bad guy dead, I was like, you know what? And the fact that you had a natural 20 to steal this item and then like combine it with the other 4 items to make the wish happen, because like it's not just the item on its own, it's like 4 other wishes. I mean, 4 other items and such. I was literally copying Dragon Ball. They were elemental orbs. Right. So, anyways, um, before we continue, there's one more thing I want to check out. I see you've put Grizzle in the game. I do appreciate that. Oh, look at him. I mean, he's
Well,
not
yeah,
some. Yeah.
you drew him, so I got you to give me the picture, and then immediately I went to my favorite website, Token Stamp, and just tokened up a token for him.
He's actually
Now,
pretty. He's actually pretty kick-ass as well.
like once he's in token form, like that's pretty cool, right?
Yeah. I like it. I like it a lot. Um, so obviously this is a placeholder like token just to see how things go, but like because obviously he's not supposed to be here with the salamander, but I still love the fact that he's here with us.
Well, the
Eventually,
salamander map is the last map we had, so I put him there.
yeah. I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay. So, speaking of maps, let's make the next dungeon map. So,
Mm.
obviously we're going to make a big giant dungeon. I'm wondering, like, do we want to make it comparable to the palace that we did before, or do we want to make it bigger? Like, how much?
Initial
Mm,
designs should be small.
okay.
So, as per our plan, we're going to have a frozen over area, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So, I think we should aim for, I would say, 5 or 6 rooms.
5 or 6 rooms. Okay, okay,
Now, we're going to have to play this careful
okay.
because the initial dungeon, which is going to be frozen over, will need to have plenty of space to move into once it's unfrozen.
So I was thinking about that, and I think the
Mm-hmm.
initial part of the dungeon isn't actually the dungeon in the first place. I'm thinking we have the
Ooh.
players, like obviously they're going up a mountain, right? What
Mm-hmm.
if because it's like manned by dwarves, like who wanted to originally before they all got eaten and killed or whatever, um, basically okay think of it this way. This is the mountain, right? And this is the Forge Monastery that's on top of it with the big gates and such. What
Mm-hmm.
if climbing up the entire length of the mountain are basically stairs, and the entire
Mm-hmm.
first section is just stairs that the players have to climb up?
You know what? Lizard Dragon is going to cause snow and like blizzards, right?
Yes.
Just passively.
Yeah.
So going up the side of the mountain and having to deal with that type of stuff, I agree, 100%.
Yeah. I like the idea even more because, like, as you said, going up the side of the mountain in these conditions, impossible. Stairs. It's technically possible, but if anybody's tried going up stairs that have been covered in snow and or ice, it's got its own dangers, yo.
Yeah.
So it's quote unquote safer, but it's still dangerous. So I'm thinking like as players go up, they'll like have to be slower. Um, there'll be like little hazards they have to roll for, and eventually they'll get to like a battle map where it's just like the stairs going up in elevation and such like that. And if
Mm-hmm.
they and it's not something you really see in D&D like maps much where elevation means that much, but I like to think imagine there's a grid here, right? And
Yep.
imagine like you move too fast or you get shoved, you could fall down like 30 feet or something like that, and then you take like extra damage from going in that specific direction, whereas going
Mm-hmm.
up this direction is considered like difficult terrain or something like that.
Yeah.
It's
I,
like
I love the idea of like because it's ice, like the stairs are iced.
mm, mm,
So
mm.
shove attempts against you, but going like probably have advantage because it's easy to be slip and all that, and you go further.
Mm, mm, mm. In fact, like I'd say like both directions,
Hmm.
difficult terrain because when you're going
Yeah.
downstairs that slippery, you want to slow yourself down, but you can choose to go faster with like an acrobatics check going down. So like, you know what? Hang on, I'm gonna go back to Recipe for Adventure. I believe it's where. Hang on, last modified Slate Town quests, and I want to make a new document completely. So create and share. So at the bottom, what do we even want to call the stairway? And like, do we just want to call it the stairway to the forge?
Stairway to the Forge could work pretty well. I suppose, like, we gave Kraken's Pearl a name. We
Yeah.
should give this forge a name.
Okay. What do we call the forge?
I need a like. I'm feeling like usually a cool forge like this probably had like the name of the founder, right?
We've already got like the founders thing. Oh, what about?
Yeah, well, not as in not like the Statue Foundation, like as in the person who made the forge would have the forge name after them. So it'd be like
Oh,
Droska's Forge or something.
hmm. What if like the forge is so ancient that nobody really knows what it's called? So Grizzle's like, oh, you can just call it my forge, and then I guess my family's forge, Grizzle's forge. In fact, like Grizzle could be his last name, and he feels too ashamed to give out his first name.
Grizzle Forge.
Hmm.
As one word, Grizzle Forge actually sounds really cool.
Okay.
You know what? Sure. Let's go. Grizzle Forge.
Grizzle. Oh, hang on. Grizzle Forge, and the steps leading up to it are iced. The stairs, while safer than the surrounding sheer drops, are still very slippery. For all intents purposes, the following rules apply when traveling / fighting on them. So we said they count as difficult terrain. When going down the stairs, players can choose to move at full speed by rolling acrobatics check.
Maybe just Dex.
Okay. Dex. DC, let's say 14? 12?
Let's put the middle and go 13.
13. Or take 1d6 damage. Actually, we don't want to make this proper falling damage because it's like sort of at an angle, and I'm too lazy to do trigonometry, so I'll just say, take 2 points of damage for every 5 feet moved. Shove attempts down the stairs are made at advantage. Shove attempts up the stairs are made at disadvantage. Do we want to say anything else, or?
For now, I think that's fine.
Okay. All right. So we don't really need to do anything with the stairs right now, I don't think. They can be part of the random encounters later. We don't really... Yeah. I don't feel we need any specific set pieces, do we?
For like, if you want to stick to the stairs, I feel like it should be very slow, random encounters, potentially. I feel like the climb... Like, if we really want to emphasize the climb, we want to make potentially instances where the stairs are broken and you have to kind of
Ah,
branch off for a bit.
ooh,
Or they're just buried underneath so much snow that they are no longer stairs.
I think some of the random encounters could be that then. Um, going up this. You know what? Yeah, we'll do something like that. Going up the stairs takes a full day and involves, let's say, 3 random encounters. The second of which will take place on the Broken Stairs map. So that way, actually, the third will take place on the snowed in map. Snowed in stairs map. So we have like 3 variations. Normal stairs, broken stairs, and then snowed in stairs. How's that sound?
Oh, it could be easy enough to arrange.
On the iced steps. There we go. Map. And then eventually we'll change like the broken stairs. Wait, no. Iced broken steps. No, wait. I'm just trying to think like naming convention. Broken iced steps, because eventually we'll have a non-iced version. Okay. And visually, what I'm thinking, right, is that the forge is built into the side of. Okay, so the mountain looks something like this, and I want the forge to be like sort of built into the mountain somewhat.
Yep.
So you got something that looks like this with a big gate on it. But I also want it to be like exist on a platform, and then and then the stairs. So the platform is actually like pretty big and such like that, and it's built in the side, so people can still walk on it and such like that. And GIMP just won't let me like draw the way I want to sometimes.
Yeah, it's a bit of a shame, but
so I'm thinking like for the next map, we make like it'll show elements of the stairs and like the entrance. So what do we call that? Like courtyard, forge courtyard. Players make their way to the forge courtyard, and the way I kind of envision this is that because of the way the entrance is built, there is a dwarven made windbreak allowing visitors to have a long rest there if needed. So, alright, so I'm going to minimize that. So that will be Forge overview from Forge Mountain overview. So the next one will be courtyard. So top down, this is sort of like what I'm envisioning for it. So you'd have the entrance over here with the big giant gate. And this is all mountain, right?
Yeah.
Each side. And then the courtyard would be sort of like almost a floating platform here with the stairs going down like this kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine way more steps, and
Yes,
then like
the general gist, yeah.
yeah, and there's like a natural windbreak over here, for example, so people can come here and like lie down and not worry about getting blown off because the wind's coming from this direction or something like that.
Yeah.
So it's
So
a bit
I
more
wanted
comfortable.
to discuss
Yeah.
like the travel. It's like yeah, the stairs are icy,
Hmm.
the natural wind breaks and all that. It's like how heavy do we want to lean into the blizzard itself?
Mm, I want to start it
The
out
blizzard and the
as
snow.
I kind
Yeah.
of like the way I want to say it, and it's map dependent at this point with the random
Hmm.
encounters, right? The first will
Yeah.
take on. Oh,
Well, I mean, we can do a thing where it starts off small,
yeah.
and like the higher you get, the worse it gets.
Okay, yeah. I think that could be all based on the maps. I'll write a note here. Uh, the higher players go, the worse the blizzard becomes. The maps will reflect this. So yeah, that's what I was thinking as well, actually. Whoops, wrong thing. So up here, it's like just full on snow blizzard, except for a dry patch on the right hand side here, because the snow just doesn't reach there for whatever reason.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, that's the courtyard. What do you think about that?
I'm liking the idea, right?
Hmm.
That like the windbreaking area might be like a gazebo or something with actual like shielding in place.
Oh,
Maybe with like a lighter, almost like igloo structure, right?
you know what? I like the igloo idea. Like, it's not a
Yeah,
real igloo. Like, it's an accidental igloo because like uh the gazebo, as you mentioned, like just
yeah,
had so much snowfall that it's been caked in ice, so it may look something like this.
yeah. Like I'm thinking like some gazebos are like very open air, but some have like those cross hatch like wood frames that I can imagine like the snow just like caught on and basically is like covering it pretty well.
So
Oh yeah, no, that's a kind of cool picture.
yeah, you see what I'm getting at here, right?
Yeah, the snow's piled up so much it's like protecting you from the westerly winds.
So it's not like, yeah, it's not in an intentional igloo. It's just,
Hmm.
yeah, an accidental one. I can almost imagine it in the courtyard. There's two gazebos, but one of them's just collapsed and it's
Yeah.
destroyed. So I'm gonna put igloo in quotation marks over here, and then destroyed. Okay. So the gate itself, I do want to put like some pump and circumstances into the gate, so it could just look. I mean, we could just make it as simple as this is the gate, and it's got a symbol of a big hammer on it. Also, the hammer looks very familiar. It's the one that you got from Grizzle.
Hmm.
And so if they hold it up to the hammer, it'll obviously, and it's got maybe like his family symbol on it or something like that. So yeah, they hold it up to the door and it'll open. It,
So,
uh-huh,
like, I love the idea of the hammer just opening the door,
uh-huh.
but also it's like we're dealing with the sheer cold,
Oh, I think I see where this is going.
where it's possible that some of it is iced over, and the party might have to try to break some of the ice off so that the doors can actually open.
So it's like they have to
Not,
attack the door or something like that, you
yeah,
think?
like basically like just chisel off some of the ice, right?
Okay.
It's not like they're attacking an entire wall of ice. They're just trying to like break off like say like maybe hinge parts at the bottom, and the like it's like the snow is like compacted at the bottom, so the doors just don't open. So like little bits of ice here and there that's just naturally just formed blockades.
Yeah, no, I think I see what you're talking about. Yeah, okay.
Just because I just like the idea of like, even though it's sheer cold, the party has to spend some time just breaking off the ice around the door before they can open it proper. Which means that the gazebos are used to rest between like sessions of trying to break off the ice.
Oh, like it's that much of a grind, is it? Like,
Uh, well, part of like the threat of a blizzard is not only is it hard to see potentially, but it's like the fact that if you stay far too long out there, the heat starts to literally sap from your body.
mm.
Like even wearing like cold weather gear, hard work in the sheer cold can potentially like really sap the strength out of you.
It's funny that you mentioned the ice and breaking it because don't forget,
Mhm.
the enchanted ancient forge hammer does critical damage to like objects, which the ice would count as.
Yes, but is that not also only when it is enchanted proper?
Oh yeah, never mind. Requires to yes, it's essentially okay.
Well,
Yep.
so when you hit an object with this weapon, it's automatically a critical hit. That trait is due to I ripped that from adamantium.
Do we just want to
So
give that
we can
ability?
give that to the basic thing, and make it like it is an adamantium forge hammer, which is why
Mm-mm.
it's so good at what it does because it's made from, well, basically indestructible in metal form.
Okay, okay. So we just give it to them, like that part
Well,
specifically.
I would make sure it's on both, not just the one.
Oh
Oh,
yeah, no,
it is. No, it is. Sorry, I thought you cut. No, I'm just blind apparently.
that's okay.
Sure,
That's okay. So am I.
but yeah, this way the hammer is not just the key; it is also a key to making things faster.
Okay, hang on. So Slate Town Quest is starting to get a bit too big. So what I'm gonna do
Yeah,
is
we should do what we did for Kraken's Pearl,
Control
and
X.
yeah,
Did did it not? There we go. Okay, so Grizzle Forge. Okay, so we can just put you all on the left like that because that's where we're starting. Uh, move to Grizzle Forge document. There we go. Pretty sure there's a way to do this that way. Right click, insert link. Okay, here we go. Yeah, this is how we do it. Insert link, and I will quickly hit the share button, or I just do it like this: Control C, Control V. Wait, hang on. Grizzle. There we go. Grizzle Forge document. So we're in the Grizzle Forge document.
yep,
Because the entrance is built. So not Dwarven made Windbreak. There is a accidental igloo made by the elements and the snow collapsing on a gazebo on the east side of the courtyard.
yeah. No, that's some good theming too, right? Just like the idea of like, because the main fort blocked enough of the sheer force the gazebo could stand, and just let the snow slowly pile up over it.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I love this so much. Um, okay, so we mentioned the gate. Actually, hang on. Okay. Okay, so The main gate is frozen shut and iced over. Players must deal... How much damage do you think they should deal?
Where is it? Because there's actually rules for like object health, right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna crack open the book and see if we can find that. I think that's in the DMG. So I'm gonna crack that open and see if I can find object health.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna write down specific rules with it. The ice takes double damage from fire, and then otherwise it counts as an object, which I'm pretty sure cannot make dexterity saving throws.
Well. Guess what I found when I looked in the DMG?
Don't tell me there is an iced over gate.
No, but there's object armor class 13 for ice.
Oh.
So ice has an armor class, so AC 13. So there's hit points. Yeah, huge and gargantuan objects. Normal weapons are really used against many huge and gargantuan objects, such as colossal statue, yada yada. One torch can burn a huge tapestry. Which was against the huge, small sections. Trimal section equivalent to an object. Damage thresholds. Okay. Cool. So, would you say that the Forge's gates are like huge? Like really large?
Ginormous, yes.
Yeah, because what it suggests for like something of that size is kind of cool.
Okay.
So you can track a huge or gargantuan object's hit points if you like.
Yeah.
Decide simply how long it will take to break through.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can track hit points for the object by dividing it into large or smaller sections and track each section's hit points separately.
So, based on the picture, we have, let's say, like 3 main sections that are holding this thing down.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so we can basically like ice has 13 hit points, and each section has so much HP. For a large thing, for a large object, it usually says for fragile, 5 hit points. I think that the ice is probably a bit more compact than just will shatter by a light touch. So I'm going to go resilient, which usually has suggested 5d10 hit points. Okay. Or 27 if you just kind of do rounding.
Okay. Each chunk has, let's say, 27 hit points. Okay. So we'll just say the ice takes double damage from fire. The ice has an AC of 13. The ice has no dexterity, so spells such as Fireball automatically hit it. Each chunk has 27 hit points. Okay. So normally it would be just a time sink, but as you said, there is a blizzard.
Yep.
So iced over. To attack it normally, players must stand in the worsening blizzard conditions of the area. Okay, hang on. Okay. that have these traits. Okay, so besides the gazebo. Oh, wait, okay. The blizzard in this area is intensifying, except for the gazebo, which is safe. So what would you say about the blizzard? All players like start taking 1d4 damage or what?
So I'm actually looking up.
Oh, there are rules for blizzard. Of course there is. Obviously.
Well, there's rules for like snow and such. Like this extreme cold, strong winds, frigid water, slippery ice, that type of stuff. So, extreme cold is the DC 10 Constitution saving throw at the end of each hour or gain 1 level of exhaustion. Anyone who's wearing cold weather gear ignores that, basically.
Okay, so what DC, how Constitution save did you say?
Yeah, it's a DC Constitution save at the end of each hour if they are not wearing, if they're not resistant to cold or wearing cold weather gear.
And how much damage do they take if they fail?
They gain 1 level of exhaustion.
1 level of exhaustion if no cold weather gear is being worn. Cold resistance counts as cold or have no cold resistance / or better.
Yeah, I'm just looking through trying to. They don't have like blizzards here. I do know, but I do not have the book for it, unfortunately, that Icewind Dale does have some stuff upon like blizzards and snow. So I'm trying to see if I can find that. I think
you could just make it up. I guess
everything with an area we could use. Oh, here we go. Everything with an area of heavy rain or heavy snowfall is lightly obscured, and creatures in the area have disadvantage on Wisdom perception checks that rely on sight.
Obscured. And all creatures here have what did you say? Disadvantage?
Disadvantage on perception checks that rely on sight. And let me just check out. Lightly obscured has its own things.
So it's not just gold, it's like pelting down snow and ice and such like that.
Yeah. And because that's just like heavy precipitation, it's like snowfall, but it's potentially, if you wanted to go full on blizzard, you would make it heavily obscured.
Okay, everything is heavily obscured.
Yeah. I mean, I think the idea of going up the mountain, you build it up, right? It starts off like just cold, then halfway up, potentially just like the snow, and then near the top you get the full-on heavily obscured.
I do like how there's evidence that this is going to be a snow thing. Like, I'm pretty sure at the start, like, they dream that it's a blizzard dragon. So it's like, if the players miss the clues, they may not, like, prepare for it, but, like, there are clues.
And I mean, they're going to find the oh my god, I can't remember the name of the merchants, but the merchants we built just a little bit ago.
Golden Sands Trading Company.
Yeah, they're literally snowed in, right? So you're going to experience the snow several times. And even Grizzle can give you cold weather gear. So I was like, you are going to know.
And they're going to try and prepare for it beforehand. Okay. Okay, so I'm thinking like it's essentially a lair at this point. Every round, roll 1d20 plus, because I feel like getting through 27 hit points isn't too difficult for each player at AC 13, especially if they can just cast Fireball. So I'd say every round roll 1d20 plus 1 for each round that has what's the word? Ended? Each round that has occurred? What's the wording?
For each round that has ended, I think makes sense.
Ended.
Well, roll. You start every round at the end of each round.
Yeah.
Of each round, roll +1.
Okay. At the end of each round, roll 1d20 plus 1 for each round that has ended. This is an attack that hits all players for 1d4. Let's say 1d6 damage, actually.
1d6 cold damage.
Oh, yes, 1d6 cold damage. Okay. The blizzard in this area is intensifying, except for the gazebo, which is safe. All creatures in the area are subject to the following effects. So if you're in the gazebo, you're fine.
Yeah.
Which I think is funny. Alright, so everybody's taking damage. Everybody might be taking levels of exhaustion. And it's very hard to see things, and they could be ambushed at this point. Alright, so this will take place on the Cold Forge Courtyard map. Cold Forge Courtyard. There we go. At which point they will eventually make their way to the actual forge. So after they open up the gates open up on themselves. This is actually this is becoming a bit more in-depth than I thought. We haven't even gone into the actual forge yet.
I was planning to just start from the inside. You're the one who's like, let's do the mountain as well. To be fair, it's a great idea, and I agree wholeheartedly. But yes, I think this next step should be relatively simple. As I said, I think the inside of the forge should be 5 or 6 rooms max.
Okay. And it's kind of almost modular. So alright, so it's got the gate entrance. And of course we've got the end bit where the dragon's gonna be.
Mm-hmm.
And this is just for illustrative purposes, it's probably gonna be smaller than this room.
This is not going to be to scale. This is for our planning purposes.
Yeah. So that's going to be the dragon. So let's do this very roughly. Obviously, we're going to have little modules in you said 5 to 6 rooms, right?
Yeah. I would include the final room with the dragon in that 5 to 6 as well.
Okay. So I'm thinking we have the main room over here, and then what I want to do next, I'm going to create another extra layer. So one room over here, one room over here, and one room before the dragon. So, and the reason why I'm going to do it this way is I'm just going to add another layer. I said I'm going to add another layer, and I'm going to call it ice. And this is just going to be the most simple way of doing it. And I'm going to make this, let's just say, big and blue. So the idea is these rooms are completely locked off, but the middle bit is a chasm that happens to have an ice bridge on it, so they can go straight through if they want to.
So I was going to say my idea was the 5 or 6 rooms is uh, in the frozen over state. I wanted to up the number out of frozen state.
So wait, how
But
many? Yeah.
yeah, so like the scale's a bit big at the moment. If you would like to halve off like the entrance and all that, put a bit more space in.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So halve it down a bit.
Yeah,
So like about there, maybe you think?
yeah, yeah.
So
Because like the general idea is what I'd like to do is like you can have like those 3 rooms there without like oh yeah just like I suppose like remove the ice section for the time being.
hmm
And what my thoughts is that these 3 rooms would be basically the ice rooms equivalent.
Oh, so they're already made of ice in this
Yeah.
case. So
Yes.
so these two are all like filled with ice already, is what you're saying.
Well, no. These rooms are the how to describe it? It's like these rooms are made of ice,
Oh,
and
like
so once the ice thaws, rooms can get larger. Rooms like passageways that were completely not accessible are now accessible.
I think I know where you're
So
going with this.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I suppose the question is like, is it better if we design? Because like you suggested, what we do is we design the end result
Yeah.
and then we freeze it over.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
In
that was
that
my
case,
original thought. Yes.
yes. Then I think we want a couple more rooms than just this,
Yep.
and then we are going like then we can use the overlay to adjust.
Mm-mm-mm.
Because like I feel like if this is a huge forge area, right?
Yeah.
There's like going to be a lot of space for like various things like storerooms for equipment, potentially a barracks, all that type of stuff.
Sure. Sure. Sure.
All like obviously completely like gone and basically wiped out by this point.
Yeah. Yeah.
But there'd be plenty of like rooms in the old building.
Mm-mm-mm. So hang on. So I'm just gonna try and like readjust things just to make it look a bit neater. So
Hmm.
okay. So big courtyard, and it'll be like a hallway that like splits up or something like that. Uh, so I don't know, like like okay. So let's have some main rooms. So let's have some big main rooms first.
Well, also something to think about, right?
Yeah,
Is this area like is a forge that's tapping into a volcano.
yeah.
So a lot of the initial rooms don't necessarily need to have like walls or like high walls, I guess.
Oh, I mean, this is built into a
Yeah,
mountain as well.
yeah, yeah. So there's going to be a bit of column A, column B. I'll have fun when I'm actually like designing the map in
Mm-hmm.
Dungeon Draft.
So I guess we could do something like this is simple, but
Yeah,
oh gosh, this is so messy.
yeah, and maybe attach like one more room somewhere.
I like a little side room or something. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, like on the left hand side, there's some space up top that you can make a smaller room.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So okay, for the ice, do we want to actually block off half the dungeon to begin with?
Yes, that like that is part of my thought, right? We block off like half the dungeon from the get go.
Okay. Oh, you know what? Actually, I want to try something first.
Hmm.
Um, because I want to make it like, yeah, this place is being damaged and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Um, so we can still use this bit, but like maybe this goes down to like a big chasm or something like that, and it's
Yep.
been completely broken. but you can still cross it because there's ice there.
Nice. Yep. So yeah, no, I like the idea of
And then
you know
of course,
complete.
like once the ice melts, you can't go back that way, so they have to go the other way that they couldn't before.
Yep. Yeah, no, this is good. So like entrance is 1, next room is 2, 3, across the ice 4, 5 to the dragon.
Okay, hang on. So they've got to come back like here anyways, so like parts of
Yeah.
it like smaller. Maybe like you said, so this room is it's smaller than it would have otherwise been.
Yeah, that's it. That's good. That's what I want.
Okay.
And so you like realistically when you're in here, you might not even know or be able to see that there's something to the right.
Mm-mm-mm. If we want to be really tricky, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
The upper
this.
left room is blocked off as well.
Yeah,
So if you want, so it's like on the way out,
you
you
gotta
got to
go
basically visit
the
nearly the entire dungeon.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Um, and we did mention that there were going to be undead in these things, so
Yeah,
like they'd be like down here and here,
yeah.
like they'd just be pocket marked throughout.
Mm-hmm.
And then we could just behind the scenes say, oh, this area over here was frozen, but you don't
Yep.
see it frozen because like,
Yeah.
and then when they come across, there's like undead over here and such like that.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, I like this. This is nice. It's good. This is simple, but really good because it's like literally this dungeon is going to transform.
yeah. Oh, I'm gonna love this. So
Mm-hmm,
like,
mm-hmm.
so when it melts, it'll look like this.
Yeah.
Oh, that's gonna be great. All right, all right, everybody. My name is Freebowitz. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and bye bye.
Ciao.